Hey friends, it's Mia. Today we are here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. We are here celebrating Disneyland's 70th anniversary. Thanks to Mr. Walt Disney. So what we're going to do here today is head on over to One Man's Dream, and we're going to go through Walt's life, his wishes, and his dreams come true. We are also looking for the Hidden Mickey's Series 2 pins that have come out. They're only on cast members' boards or on cast members' lanyards and pouches. So hopefully we can find a couple here today. And we're going to be doing much more. So let's just head on into Disney's Hollywood Studios. Our first board is located right outside Hollywood Studios, here at the little stand here, and we want to check out and see if any of the pins we are looking for are here. Okay, so here is the pin board. I don't think I see any new pins here, but I'll tell you, this one here looks pretty interesting with the flag. So let's take a look at it and see if it's at least real. So you guys, as cute as this is not a real pin. You can kind of tell at the back. The nubs are not really pointy, and it just doesn't look well made. So we're gonna skip on this. So there were no real pins on that board. I checked each and every one of them. Now we're at Guest Relations, and there's a pin board here, so we're going to check it out. So here's the pin board here at Guest Relations. Doesn't look like there's anything for us here today. Right over here, where the photo spot is, there's a pin board. Oh, cool. I just found a really good pin here, and it's Donald, and he's real, but the problem is I already have him. So I'm going to pass and leave Donald for someone else. Okay, so we did do a trade with a guest, and I'll show you at the end what I found. And I really wanted the pin because it's an older pin, and wait till you see who it is. It is a princess. I'll give you that much of a hint. I need to check out the board here. Oh, here's the line for the board. Maybe we'll just do this one on the way out. And we'll just go into the dark room and pin trade there. So this is the pin board here in the dark room area here at the back of the store. I need to take a closer look. So friends, I've been looking for these Sleeping Beauty ears for the longest time, and they're here now, available at Hollywood Studios. I just had my friend over at Disneyland pick them up for me, thinking, well, I was not going to find them here. Well, no, they're here for $34.99. We are by the Pandora store, and we're just going in here not to really look at Pandora, but just to walk through and just stay in some air conditioning because it is super duper hot out. This is nothing new, but I'll show you what's here. It's all Monsters Inc. So there's not much new here in the stores, but I do see a slew of Monsters Inc. merchandise, and it looks like this sweater right here is new. Let's check out and see how much it is. Here is the price on the sweater. And then there's a huge amount of Monsters Inc. merchandise on this back wall. Disney is getting busy trying to sell all this Monsters Inc. merch before the ride is ready. So we're in Once Upon a Time, and we're scouting for those new pins. I hate playing the same tune constantly, that they're fake, and then some people will say, oh, it's for the fun. Truly, you know, even some of the vloggers, they'll say, oh, but you know, it's okay, we'll trade fakes for fakes. And You know what? No, because if you keep doing that, it encourages guests to keep trading for fakes, and Disney will never change, and you will not get that pin that you want and that you're looking for that is real. Because you see, people are slick, and what they do is they'll take the real pin off the board and leave a fake. And you know what? That isn't really fair. At least I don't think it is. Let me know what you guys think. I'm at Rock and Roller Coaster. I want to check out the pin board here. So these are the pins on the pin board here by Rock and Roller Coaster and the Villains Show. So I did another trade because I spotted a pin on the board. That is awesome. Wait till you see it. Like, I'm going to show you later at the end of the video or somewhere in between. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, I'm here looking for Rock and Roller Coaster pins because Rock and Roller Coaster will be leaving us soon. So we're looking for some of these Rock and Roller pins, and we're also looking for the Fantasia pins. Phantasmic, not Fantasia. Anyway, I'm looking here and I don't see any. Let me ask the cast member. I was able to find some Phantasmic pins, which I'm looking for as well. And the Rock and Roller Coaster pins were sold out. So we're still going to be looking around in the stores for those Rock and Roller Coaster pins. So get them now. But you know what? They're open edition. They're not limited. So I wouldn't get so nervous. Anyway, let's head back and continue our pin hunting as we walk to One Man's Dream. So it's so rude of me, I forgot to mention Cinderella's with me today. And I have my Walt shirt on. I have my Disneyland Fantasyland cap on. And I have my Disneyland Magicband. So I'm all Disneyland out. So at the pin kiosk next to Once Upon a Time, here's the pin board. So you guys, here's my button celebrating Disneyland 70th. Cinderella wanted to hold on to the button that says celebrating Disneyland 70th because she is a big Walt fan. You know, it was Walt in her days, you know, so she's celebrating and she just wanted to hold that button. So yeah, I'll let her do it. Why not? Tower of Terror is only 55-minute wait. But we're not here for Tower of Terror today. We may go on a ride at the very end. There's this couple that loves Star Wars, and there was this pin. It was BB-8, and I would have picked up that pin just because it was real. It was the only real pin on the board, but I saw how much they wanted it and how they love Star Wars. They were up head to toe at Star Wars, and they're visiting, so I let them have that pin. And they're like, the cast member was laughing because they're like, no, you take it, you were here first. And I'm like, no, you take it, you're guests and, you know, you're visiting from somewhere else. You take it, and you're Star Wars fans, you know, big Star Wars fans. So I was like, no, it's okay. I'm here all the time. Oh my goodness. And the cast member's like, usually people are fighting for the pin and you're like, no, you take it. Cast member's like, okay, I'll take it. But when people are being so nice, you can't help saying, no, go right ahead. You first, right? See? Kindness and niceness pays off. Just like Cinderella says. She said, right, Cinderella? What do you say? Have courage and be kind. We're gonna stop at Anaheim Produce and pretend we're in Anaheim right now, and we're gonna get a nice refreshing drink here. We picked up a blue raspberry frosty because we don't drink, so cheers! Disneyland, cheers! Happy 70th. Here's the pin board at the Little Mermaid Musical Adventure. I don't see anything for us here. Goofy, can you send a big heart to Disneyland 70th? Send him a big dance. All right, dance, Goofy. All right, happy 70th. I'm glad we met up with Goofy. He seems very excited about the 70th. Well, you know, these characters are magical beings, you know. Walt created it that way. So Goofy's here, but in a blink of an eye, he'll be over at Disneyland too. Yeah, so if you spot him over there and you say, well, how could he be in two places at once? He can. All the characters can, right, Cindy? Yeah, right. So we double checked with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and it's a 45-minute wait. So we're not doing that today. Our next stop is going to be the Muppet Vision area, which is no longer Muppet Vision. We just want to see if they're making any progress for the Monsters, Inc. family to move in. It looks like they started. Nothing here yet. You can see the city's top wrap pizza place is still back there. The bathrooms look intact. And Muppet Vision, from what I can see, is still there. I see nothing yet. Disney did say they were starting it this summer. I think if they want to get it done and get it done right, they better get working on it. Yeah, just take your time and do it right. So here are all the pins on this pin board, because we stopped on our way to go see One Man's Dream, but we found this pin board, and here's a really cool pin of Ray, but we're going to leave Ray here for someone else because this is a very cool pin. There was nothing there for us. I just talked to a guest, and she showed me that she had 2 of the new pins. Pretty cool. Here we are, Walt Disney Presents. So I'm a little disappointed because they have Elio playing instead of One Man's Dream, and today is Disneyland's 70th, and it's also Walt's 70th anniversary of Disneyland. But that's okay. I'm just going to take you here because it's open with Walt Disney Presents, with Mia Presents Walt Disney all through the year. Mr. Walt Disney, the animatronic, opened today, and it doesn't look quite the same as this very handsome gentleman. Right here we have Baby Walt, Mr. and Mrs. Mama and Papa Disney. Here's Walt with his siblings. Walt at the Penny Arcade. Walt was from Marceline, Missouri. He lived there as a child for 4 years. Here is Disneyland, Main Street, USA. So it says that Walt, when he was a newsboy in Kansas City, he attended a screenplay of the live-action silent motion picture Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It says that he never forgot the story of Snow White. And from there, well, you see what he created, and what imagination can do. Here is one of Walt's earlier works. It does say Walter Disney on it, and this is what he drew. Here is Walt's school desk, and you can see his initials carved into the wood, WD. This table is a reproduction of what the tables looked like back then. Here's Walt working on one of his sketches. Do you guys remember Oswald the Rabbit? Here you see Walt at the animation desk with an Imagineer. I think that's Mary Blair. Look at this. And they have the drawings in the back with all different poses. Because, you know, it wasn't all AI and computerized. There is a big difference between the movies back then and the way they worked on them and the movies that you see today. So it says that this miniature diorama of Granny's cabin from 1949 was hand-built by Walt Disney himself. Here's the rest of Grandma's cottage. This is so cool. I said cottage, cabin, not cottage. So there's a bed frame there and a rug, but I don't see a mattress. In those days, back in the country, they probably used goose or chicken feather mattresses. In my granny's house, Granny used to make her pillows and mattresses. Yes, with feathers. But let me tell you, because they couldn't be washed, she would take them outside and lay them on the, on the laundry line and let the sun get to it and then like beat it, get the dust out. But still, you have to see my allergies used to flare up. Oh, really bad. So this whole stage was built for actor Buddy Epson. He performed in The Dancing Man, and this is a prototype figurine. So this is the figurine that we just saw, or figure that we just saw. And here is Buddy Epson. He's an old actor from way back then, when I was, well, a child and before that. Walt was a great actor too. He would really lead the other actors into what he wanted to see in his movies. So I love all the Walt Disney movies, including The Three Caballeros, Mr. Toad, Mickey and the Beanstalk, Bambi Dumbo, Fantasia. There goes Sorcerer Mickey. Right here is Aurora Miranda, Carmen Miranda's sister, who played in The Three Caballeros. Here we are at Disneyland, because Disneyland is your land. And to all who enter this happy place, welcome. Here is the map of Disneyland. So right here we have what later, many, many years after Walt passed, became California Adventure. There's Paradise Pier in the back. There's the Ferris wheel. Here's the props from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, a 1954 movie. Walt Disney Studios got the Oscar for the special effects of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Walt and the Disney Company, I have to say, the whole Disney Company, because, those talented Imagineers at the time are really what made Disney, Disney. And without them, Walt couldn't accomplish all that he accomplished. So, really, they deserve a round of applause. Look at the beautiful movies. We have Pinocchio, Fantasia, beautiful Snow White. My first movie ever that my mom took me to. And I sat in that movie theater as a little girl and watched this movie, and I was amazed. And from that moment on, I fell in love with Walt Disney and the Disney Company. From that first Snow White movie that my mom took me to in the movie theater, it started a big love for the Disney princesses. One of the great movies that I fell in love with is Cinderella. I have a great love for Alice in Wonderland now, but as a child, I didn't understand it. So this was not one of my favorite movies, but I did like the animation. I liked the flowers. I thought it was cool. I just didn't understand the whole Mad Hatter incident. But I appreciate it now, and I love the movie Alice in Wonderland. Here's the sketches for Sleeping Beauty. There's the fairies. And there's Flora creating Aurora's dress, or Briar Rose dress. We have Fauna making the cake. And, well, Merryweather, well, she's always getting into some kind of trouble. So have you seen Treasure Island? I remember watching this on Wonderful World of Disney. I truly wish they would bring Wonderful World of Disney and Wonderful World of Color back and put it on Disney Plus. I think a lot of people would appreciate it. There's Mary Blair with Walt working on It's a Small World. Here's the old animatronic of Mr. Lincoln. Look at that face. It is a great Mr. Lincoln, although now it's changed through the years, but look at it. It's a great Mr. Lincoln. You can see the wrinkles on it, so much detail, even in the fingers. And you have to, see that it was many moons ago. The material should be a lot better these days, but I don't know. I kind of like the old stuff myself. The last thing Walt left us with was his idea for Epcot. Okay, well, Mr. Walt Disney never got to see any of this. Now, this is one great thing that the modern day Disney has done. It's the Disney cruise lines. I think they are perfect and wonderful, and it was a magical experience going on my first cruise ever on a Disney cruise, on the Disney Wish ship, and this is it. So here's a model of Cinderella Castle. It's so gorgeous. Okay, friends, do you want to head on over to Disneyland with me right now? Okay, Cinderella, are you ready? Bippity boppity boo! And there's Uncle Walt with all the Mouseketeers. Tommy, Cubby, Darlene, Moochie, Linda, Dawn, Cheryl, Jimmy. Where is Annette? Do we see Annette? No, we don't see Annette in this one. But Annette is right here. And there is Davy Crockett. Have you ever seen Davy Crockett? You have to watch Davy Crockett. If you have Disney Plus, you'll be able to see it, and maybe you can find it on YouTube. So Walt was a big nature lover. He did love the animals. As you see, they're kind of incorporated through the parks. Of course, at Disneyland, there were no live animals. It just didn't work out. But right now, Walt Disney World has incorporated the animals, live animals, at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Walt's Railroad Dreams, 1949. It says that shortly after Walt and Lillian, his wife, moved into their new home in Los Angeles, Walt built a steam train railroad that traveled all around the backyard. Okay, so here's a video clip. And there's Walt riding the train, his train. Woo woo! Walt's Railroad, now departing all around his property. Here's Walt narrating what a multiple plane camera does.
Here now is our same moonlight scene, the way the multi-plane camera sees it. This is the plan for a super cartoon.
I hope you enjoyed walking around this little piece of magic here at this Walt Disney World Museum. But right now we're in the Brown Derby, and I want to see where the pins are. Oh, there they are. Let's see. This is the one here at the Brown Derby, and we're looking for the new pins, but we haven't found any. So the cast member told me a little over an hour ago they had a Sam Eagle saluting, which I would have loved that one. So my friends, these are all the pins I found today here at Hollywood Studios. None of the new ones, but I did find an old Belle pin. I found an Alice pin, some Munchlings. I found Rafiki, and let's see, Peter Pan and Tink, and the cockroach from Wally. I think I did pretty good. 8 pins, that's not too bad. Okay, my friends, I think that'll do it for me today. It looks like in an hour or so, it's gonna pour. So I'm gonna head on out of here. I think it was such a magical day. We celebrated 70 years of Disneyland here at Hollywood Studios. Too bad the Magic Man, Mr. Walt Disney, can't be with us. But we have Cinderella. And Cinderella, well, she's a magical being. She will always be around with us. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed pin trading with me. I hope you enjoyed celebrating Disneyland's 70th. And I hope you'll come back and see us real soon. Bye, everybody. Take care.